Choosing the right sports betting platform can be tricky, as most mobile sports betting apps come with limited betting options and customization, delayed cash out and withdrawal times, and tedious customer support, and no true loyalty program with continuous rewards even after signing up. All of this leads to a frustrating, one-sided experience. So, how do you find the one which suits you best? Introducing Zensports. It combines the best of both worlds, a traditional sports book and a cutting-edge peer-to-peer marketplace. Zensports allows you to accept bets against the house, or use our peer-to-peer marketplace to create your own one-of-a-kind bet and set your own odds without the need for a bookmaker. At Zensports, you get more betting options and a cashback rewards through our unique welcome bonus, continuous loyalty program every month, and referral rewards delivered directly into your account. So what are you waiting for? Download the Zensports app today at zensports.com.
Welcome to Bluff City Bets, a Bluff City Media podcast. Join Daniel Greer and Chase Bobbitt as they give their plays of the day and strategies for success as a sports bettor. Now, let's get to the show.
What up and welcome back to another episode here at Bluff City Bets presented by Bluff City Media. I'm your host, Daniel Greer, and another day, another Friday, another week gone by, and we have a chance to bet. Over the weekend, we have a fun show for you. Now, I will start with saying this is I was off last week, and I felt so good. I'm coming into the week refreshed, feeling all right. I get back on a Saturday from having my toes in the sand and the beautiful beaches of Florida. It was great. It was beautiful. I was coming off a 6-day stretch of winning. I leave, go on vacation. I hit some bets all the way down into Florida before I cross over into a non-betting state, which is Mississippi down the way. I made sure I put all my bets in. So I had bets all the way up until Sunday, which is the NFL. Felt great. Cashing 6 days in a row. Felt good. I go off, no bets, wasn't looking at anything. I get back. I do my research. I plan hard. Didn't give out any bets because I didn't have the show here. But I got smashed just like the rest of you. We all got taken to the woodshed last Sunday. But you know what? That was last Sunday. That's not this Sunday. And that's not this weekend. We have a fun show for you. But before we get there, let's talk a little bit about our friends over at Zensports, where you yourself can just go ahead and download the app over at Zensports. Wherever your app store is, open it, find it, download the app, and make sure you tune in. And make sure you use the code BLUFFC when you join. It's very easy. All you have to do is download the app, join using BLUFFC, and you get 5% cash back for the first 15 days for your betting volume. That's simple. That's easy. That's cash money in the pocket. So make sure you join now. And then when you get there the first of the month, just like our savings plan, we've talked about it. You get up to 3% cash back at the first of the month, and that's coming up. We're 10 days away from there. So we want to make sure we do that. But also, once you get there, tell your friend, be a friend, and let them know that you want to get them to sign up. When you do, for the first 6 months, you can get up to 3% cash back as well for all their betting volume. That's a 6-month period. So when you tell your friends, it's very good. But since you're our friend, make sure you use the code BLUFFC. And if you want to tell your friends to use BLUFFC too, that's fine with me. But make sure you go ahead and download the app with Zensports now. All right, today's show is very simple. We're going to have 2 different segments. We're going to say it's the baseball segment and then the football segment. So I don't have any college football plays. I apologize. I have not dug into that at all. And let me just tell you, the NFL, the worst week I have ever seen for NFL games. The games are just ugly. Like, there's no good matchups. I'm just down on it. And because of last week, after getting my butt kicked, I'm not going to go ahead and do too much. But what I have seen, the kicker bonanza is back. We did well last week. I know I didn't give out my plays here, but if you're in the Discord, you got those. So I'm going to give you my kicker bonanza, but guess what? Baseball is back. I've done so well here recently at baseball, so I want to share my fruits of my labor with you. I've done pretty well. I want to make sure we keep that train running. Now, one thing I have learned is a little bit of juice isn't so bad. So the first play we have over in the ALCS is going to be Justin Verlander under 3.5 earned runs. Minus 155. All right, you're saying that's a lot. I get it. I found it over at MGM, but I will say that it's not crazy. Okay. 3.5 runs is not like you're getting pulled out if you give up 2 runs. You're getting pulled out in the baseball playoffs if you give up 3 runs. I can't imagine them leaving Justin Verlander or any pitcher in if they've given up 3 runs. I just don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. So if he's getting shelled early, he's going to get a quick hook. And because of that, it's going to save us. So that 3.5 number is big. I just don't see the Rangers getting after Justin Verlander that early to where he can't get a quick hook in the first 2 innings. I just think if he gets hit, if he gets shelled, I think they're going to get him out of there before he gives up his 4th run. I could be wrong, and I love the Texas Rangers, but I just don't believe that they're going to give up, or Justin Verlander is going to give up that many. And I just think that he has done pretty well. On the season, he has allowed 4 or more earned runs just 24% of the time. That's in the entire season. And then you're looking at versus Texas in 5 matchups. He has allowed them to hit for 4 earned runs against him. 0 times out of 5 games. And so I'm going to go ahead and back with a little bit of the juice with Justin Verlander. All right, this is my fun play of the entire day. And I'm probably going to have a little bit over on Houston as well in the ALCS. But that matchup isn't just screaming, even though Houston is hot. I'm going to go ahead to my NLCS plays. And we didn't catch on this yesterday, which is okay. We have cash in the first 2 games. But the 3rd game, a little quiet on Philadelphia, right? A little quiet. This next game, let me just set it up completely. It's a bullpen game on both sides. The Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen is absolutely not good. And Philadelphia's okay, but it's not great either. So I think there's going to be some runs in this game. And then also the roof is planning on being open there in Arizona. And so with that being said, let the ball fly. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give you a very simple yet a little complicated here. I'm going to go ahead and start with a 3-way parlay. Every play is a 3-way parlay. This is very simple. I put exactly the same amount of runs in all 3 parlays, and I just changed up the last spot. So in every parlay, you're going to have Philadelphia for over 2.5 runs, Arizona for over 1.5 runs. The run line on this game is 9.5. Okay. I think that they easily go over that. I think this is going to be a big game because the roof is open. It's 100 degrees in Arizona. I'm expecting the ball to fly. It's a bullpen game. All you need is a guy to have a bad start or any bad outing. They have to pitch the 3 players. I just think that they will have runners on both sides of the ball today. And so I'm going to go ahead and have all I need is 3 runs out of Philly, 2 runs out of Arizona, and the rest of these plays are exactly what you're going to get. And so what I'm going to go ahead and give it to you is Kyle Schwarber. For Philadelphia Phillies, 1+ hit plus 105 if you include the other 2 things. So if you have any kind of a parlay boost that you want to play, if it's a 3-way parlay, if it's eligible to play this, that's even better. But this Kyle Schwarber, 1+ hit plus 105, I like him in this matchup. He's actually hit well against the pitcher from Arizona that he's going to see in the very first inning. All right, so the next one, rinse and repeat. It's Trea Turner, who is in fuego right now. He had 10 out of the last 10 hits, 10 hits in the last 10 games easily. He's had more than that, but he's hit in every single of the last 10 games, and those are all playoff games. Minus 130, that's the biggest number we have. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Just honestly, put a little more in the kitty. You'll be good. But Trea Turner plus the other 2. So you have Trea Turner 1+ hit. Then you have Philly for 3 runs. Arizona 2 runs, get you minus 130. And then Bryce Harper, top 3 in the lineup here. Bryce Harper, 1+ hit, minus 115 if you include the other 2 things. These 3-way parlays are, I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy them because, one, you get to cheer for both teams and you get to just watch and hope that these guys get a hit. And so 2 out of 3 guys get a hit and we easily make profit, right? And I think that there's almost, it'd be weird to see Arizona not get 2 runs and Philly not get 3 runs, especially in this environment. I just think that this is a good spot. And so I want to make sure that we're playing these, and I'm going to keep cashing for sure with the Phillies, who are the hottest team in baseball. They're playing so well, and I just think it's going to continue. So make sure you keep tuning into baseball. The games, let me remind you, the Houston game starts off at 4:07 local time. So this show should come out around 3 o'clock. You have about an hour. So I put this in first. And the second thing is the NLCS's 7 o'clock game tonight. So these are both happening tonight on a Friday. So I'm giving you some games. But after this, it is the kicker bonanza. Stay tuned.
Seth Hennigan just still. He
Doesn't look himself.
He just doesn't, in the big moments, he's not making the plays that have to be made. If you look at the raw stats, they're not terrible, but the 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
And he fumbled twice. They didn't lose those fumbles, but 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions, one of them coming at a terrible time on a 4th down late in the game when Memphis really needed to put points on the board. But I just don't think Seth is playing well enough to elevate this team.
Right.
I think he's playing well enough for Memphis to be fine, but as far as for them to do something special and to elevate this team, he's just not playing like that.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Kenny, there are certain guys in the NBA that are enigmatic players. They're going to be appealing to a large fan base. But when you have guys like that, who like John Morant, who have off-court issues he's had, Kyrie Irving has had the things he's had, the NBA doesn't particularly like the fact that those guys are larger than life. If I'm the NBA, if I'm ESPN, who of course are working together on all this stuff, I'm going to start telling you who you need to like. And it's going to be a different type of guy to kind of play off of the guys that are going to be there anyway. Let me put these squeaky clean image guys that we want to put in front of you up there as well to kind of counteract some of the stuff we get with the guys that we don't have any control out of. So let me put the Tyrese Halliburtons in front of you. Let me put the Shai Gilgeous-Alexanders in front of you, the Josh Giddeys. Let me force these guys in front of you, not particularly on national television games, but let me just kind of create these little sub agendas with these guys to kind of make them those second tier stars that we're gonna like put out in front as well. Like, they're doing this on purpose, man. Like, if anybody can't see this, like, come on, man. Do not sit there and tell me that you really think that Tyrese Halliburton is a top 20 player in the NBA.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, we are back. And let's go ahead and get into a little bit of the kickers. But before we get there, let's talk a little bit again about Zensports. Make sure you go ahead and download the Zensports app. It is going to be one of your favorite sports books. And use the code BLUFFC. That's BLUFFC. BLUFFC. Very simple. You'll get 5% cash back in the first 15 days for your betting volume. And then after that, you get up to 3% cash back the first of the month, and then another up to 3% cash back when you refer your friends. And so, easy enough. Make sure you go ahead and download the betting app, Zensports. All right, this is kicker bonanza time. This is my favorite thing because kickers, there's not many variables involved, right? And so I can kind of break it down on my simple terms. I'm a simple person. Not the biggest brainiac, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and look at exactly who we need to target. Even the lines aren't even out on one of my plays, but I want to give it to you because I think it's very simple. And I think you need to play it as soon as the lines come out. So first thing we're going to do is play Brett Maher for over 1.5 field goals at -105. He plays for the Los Angeles Rams. And just the Rams, they played so well this year. They've been one of the surprise teams out of the entire league. But Brett Maher, give you the stats on him. He's 16 of 20 on the season, right? He's only missed 4 kicks, which is good. He's the former Cowboys kicker that had the yips late in the season. Well, now he's out in LA and kicking very well. He's also cashed in 5 of 6 weeks, just have 2 or plus field goals. And so I expect that they go ahead and kick at least 2 field goals. I wouldn't doubt this is a 3 or 4 field goal day from Brett Maher. But let me tell you a little bit about the Rams. They average 3.3 field goal attempts per game, and they're going against Pittsburgh, who allows 2.2 field goal attempts per game. That is important to me because I want to make sure that Pittsburgh is the one allowing enough. I want to see that number over 2. And so we're seeing that here with Pittsburgh allowing 2 of 2. All right, so I'm going to go ahead with the other 2 guys. And the first one is going to be Dustin Hopkins for Cleveland. And so I think it's very important for him because I think they played well. But also, if you look at this, PJ Walker has been the quarterback, and they just beat the San Francisco 49ers. Deshaun Watson, is he coming back? I don't know. So I looked at the stats on these, and these are both with, I guess time of possession, but also how often are they able to march down the field. And the first game without Deshaun Watson, it didn't go well, right? And I think that was kind of is an issue, right? So when Deshaun Watson got injured, and then the next week, PJ Walker's playing. Okay, so now they had a chance to kind of just catch their breath. And so I don't know if Deshaun Watson or PJ Walker is going to be the QB, but either way, I feel comfortable backing them. I think that they can move the ball enough on an Indianapolis defense they're okay, but I think that Cleveland continues to control the ball, and I believe they're going to run on the Colts. And so with that being said, Jerome Ford, I think he has another decent day, and I think the Colts will give up some rushing, and then you add in some passing. And that gets them down into the red zone where you need to be able to kick your field goals. And so looking at Cleveland with Dustin Hopkins, he's actually cashed himself on this number in general, 4 out of 5 games. And so he's actually done very well just himself without even having anything. And so I believe that he's going to be good. But also, if you look at the other numbers, 4 of the 6 games, Indianapolis has actually allowed the other kicker to cash this as well. And the other game, Baltimore, Justin Tucker missed the kick. So he did have actually 2 attempts. And so just look at these numbers. I think Cleveland's in a good spot here. They're going to be indoors in Indianapolis, which is important. I always want to make sure I look at the weather. And because they're indoors, I think Hopkins, they get down there and he cashes 2 kicks. All right, this is another play that I love, and I'm going a different way. I'm going to go to the points here with Jason Myers out of Seattle. And the reason is because I think Jason Myers gets his 2 field goals, but I also think that Seattle is good enough to put up enough touchdowns, put up 4 touchdowns against Arizona to help him cash if he only makes 1 field goal, right? And so I think that's important, and that's what I've looked at with his numbers. So if you look here at Jason Myers' numbers, he's cashed 3 of 5 games this year, 2+ field goals. So 3 of 5. But if you look at his numbers, in one of those games, the exact same thing happened. He had 1 field goal, and they scored 4 touchdowns, which allowed him to get those extra points, which is giving him 7 points. And so 4 out of the 5 games he's cashed on his points, and Arizona has allowed the other team to cash on their points of 7 or more 5 out of the 6 games. I think Arizona is a fine team. They're good. They can also give up some points. And so I'm going to look at this. I love this game. I think it's a very good matchup. They are playing in Seattle, so it's not indoors. So I'm going to look at the weather. So be hesitant on this until we look at the weather to make sure everything is clear. But also I want to make sure I look at the line and see what exactly gives us. If it's a 7.5, I'm probably going to play the over 1.5 field goals. It's probably going to be at -115, -120. Worst case, this does go up. So if you ever see it go up above -120, wait till the first part of the game. 30 minutes before you see everything always fall and take a nosedive back to -110, -115, closer, if not worst case, -120 where it first started. So make sure you tune in to the game right before it gets going, because you don't want to miss out on these lines. But that's all we have today. Very simple. We have the ALCS, so make sure you cash in on that. If you missed it, Justin Verlander for under 3.5 earned runs. And then you're going over to the three-way parlay, 3 different plays on it. We're going to have 3 runs out of Philadelphia, 2 runs out of Arizona. And then all we need is 1 hit out of Kyle Schwarber, 1 hit out of Trea Turner, or 1 hit out of Bryce Harper. Very simple. And then the kicker bonanza ends the day. And so we want to make sure we keep cashing all the way through the weekend. And so we have plays for you on Friday. And make sure you look at Saturday. I'm thinking Florida State versus Duke. I think there's got to be a team total somewhere. So make sure you check us out in the Discord. And if you're not a Discord member, make sure you sign up now. Shoot us over a DM at Bluff City Bets over on Twitter, and we'll make sure that we get you signed up for free. But that's all we have. Let's have an incredible weekend. And what do we always say? Cash the weekend.
Thank you for listening to Bluff City Bets. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.
It's hard to poke a hole in this roster. I mean, it's weird saying that in August, but just looking at the spread of it, the way it's worked out and come together, and what the staff has done, once again, flowers are deserved.
Isn't it, like, if you're poking a hole, it's all kind of more abstract thoughts.
Absolutely.
Like, how are they going to gel? If you're just talking roles, they have every role filled.
Yep, we won't know that for months.
Yeah.
So instead of harping on that, like, some people are going to get fired up about that now. Like, just looking at what's built and where this could potentially go is pretty cool.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.